for making the time. We haven't ever changed us, so thank you for accommodating us.
No problem.
One may have been one bit of Paranda, the channel to get a Maluti, I'm so happy to meet you. So, Gahaja, what about one, and the Marasha and Kapova Milan, because I want to have out the Japalo Gabriela and Felakaway.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. Because like, do I have to say more than my name? Or should I just say my name and then...
Maybe more than your name.
Right. My name is Ts'oanelo Malupe. Yes, we get a copper money. Yeah, I wanted to say it. I'm a boy or a man, but I think it's obvious. Anyways, I love books. I studied books in tertiary, so that thing with books has always been with me. And Amelang introduced me to Newtoro. I was like, okay, so this is like an opportunity for me to continue my reading culture. It was like just sounded good. So yeah, this is how I got to know. In fact, that's how I got to know about Newtoro, all these books that I've read. So awesome. Yeah, that's me briefly.
Thank you. That's really awesome. And I like that you already mentioned how books is what you do in university. So maybe can you just tell us a little bit about that, about your university career? How did you come about it? What did you study? What do you envision going forward?
I studied English literature and English language, right? So I majored in those two subjects under the Faculty of Education. So in other words, I'm a teacher. I am a qualified English language and English literature teacher.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's a long story how I got in the faculty and stuff. But at the end of the day, all I can say is just I ended up falling in love with books. Ended up reading a lot of African books, a lot of British literature. That's where I kind of got the thing for books. So I found them challenging. It's not like English, whereby you're told, this is subject, verb, agreement, and it ends there. In literature, you get to go forward. You read and analyze on your own and question and find answers on your own and take sides if you want to take sides and defend that side. So it was like super challenging, and for me it was fun. So yeah, that's me in books.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm answering questions correctly.
No, you're doing great. And by the way, there's never a right or a wrong answer. We're just really interested in your story.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to purpose I want to empower batcha. Being when I at university, university, like what do we do? Like those are the main questions.
Yeah.
So I guess now from your perspective. Okay, we are big university, we consider literature, we consider faculty of education. What would you say to them? Like, what are some of the things that they really need to know?
Like before everything else, if you're considering education, if you're considering pursuing literature and stuff, I feel like you have to love education as a discipline, first of all, because then it is going to be easier for you to take whatever path you want to take under education. So if you want to take literature, you first have to love books, okay, or at least have some sort of dedication towards books, even if you don't give them your full attention usually. But you still get to read books, you still had books, you still enjoyed books before, because it looked like your opportunity. And obviously, we live in a society where you're not allowed to choose what you want to become.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So what I would definitely say to whoever is about to study university life, you just pursue whatever you want to pursue. Do not listen to what people are saying. The advices, because that's what they call. They be like, I need to give you an advice. Go study this, and then usually the advice is against what you want to do. And at the end of the day, it's a mess. So if you love education, it doesn't matter. Just go. They're gonna tell you there are no jobs. Yeah, that's the truth, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't study in. You see, because at the end of the day, we don't we're not living for jobs, we are living to live, if that makes sense.
That makes excellent sense, and I like the point that you just made, because just like that phrase stands out to me, that we don't live for jobs, we
live to live at the end of the day.
Okay, and that's the question that we get almost all the time from our young people. Their question is, how do I then choose what I actually want to do versus what will give me a job? Because obviously we have bills to pay. So when from your perspective, how did you balance that? The whole employability versus passion? Yeah.
Well, the truth is, in Lesotho, when we talk about unemployment, it's universal. Like we're talking whatever discipline, if you study BSc, whatever, if you study humanities, we are all going to wait for jobs at some point. And I think it's gonna hurt if you're waiting for jobs, yet you were told, oh, if you pursue this, you're not gonna struggle with jobs. So like that's the first thing that came to my mind. I realized the situation. I understood that Lesotho as a country has low employment rate.
Okay.
And this employment rate is low in all the disciplines. Okay. So it just felt like it made sense to me, knowing that I studied what I like. And it's about if ever I find a job, then I won't really be working, I'll just be having fun. So that's the thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking, like, university, and what are you currently doing, and what do you currently envision yourself doing?
Let me start with your first question, obviously. In 2020, was it 2020 or 2020? You graduated 2020.
Yes, class of 2020.
Oh yeah. You graduated 2020, and obviously I'm doing all I can to stay alive. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
You know, here and there, doing whatever that, to sustain myself and stuff. Yeah, cello and for the
Thank you.
Yeah, but anyways, obviously I see myself making a change in the discipline making. I don't know now when or where, but obviously one day I want to make a difference, because I believe with literature or studies, it has the potential to empower people. It has the potential to view any situation differently, by view from a critical point of view, whereby they don't just consume whatever they've been taught, but they gotta criticize and pick out the own side. So obviously, I see myself teaching literature wherever I'm teaching literature, and trying to spark change. For example, politics, right? Like a challenge for our country right now. Everybody's just electing whoever they want to elect, because I don't want to name the village. So this guy, so I'll just keep electing this guy. No, politics go way deeper. And every single speech that a politician makes is more than what he's saying. That's the thing. So in literature, you get to study such things. So obviously, I will have to teach my learners so that at the end of the day, one day, like the generation they are changing again. In the future, these are the people who will be relying on.
Definitely.
So I feel like it's our responsibility to make sure that's landed by it, so that when we can no longer do things for ourselves, we can rely on them. That's later.
Wow, that's very insightful and very deep. I love it. Yeah, I actually spoke with somebody like in the past about literature and how it is in our country. First of all, we don't have enough writers at all.
That's the truth.
Second, for the writers who we do have, they're not empowered. Little writers like a publishing house in the country. So like we have all these many challenges. Probably you know them more than I do. But a few times when I got we're not gonna challenge anything in the literature world.
Oh yeah. Well, I do believe that we as Lesotho, like we as a country, we have a future in literature.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, we have a lot of talented writers. All we
Yes.
gotta do is just introduce them to the world.
Yes.
Because, like, even though Lesotho is a lot to if you read that book, it's awesome. It's good.
Wow.
People get sharp, but has what like not many people know that they are busy. Like if you go outside Lesotho, South Africa, or wherever, not many people know that they are busy.
Yeah.
But if Chino or Titi Dangaranga or whoever,
Everybody
people
knows
know
them.
they're like,
Yeah.
oh. They can recognize them because they're kind of international. So I think if you want to have a future in literature, if you are recognized, in terms of literature, but to be low in a sense, but to be in this culture one, but we never know introduced to the world. That's like, I think one way it could work is actually translation. We have a lot of good books that are written in Sesotho. If you could translate that book and then in the international language, English, right? And then I think it would be easy for like many people to access the book because now it will make sense in their language. So a lot of people can read English nowadays. So if you give the book to a Nigerian, he will read the book and make sense out of the whole thing. Because the book is also they are African, just like Chinua literature. Like they espouse same things. But I feel like Lori is in different settings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I do believe already standard and I think we will begin with translation. If we get to translate this into the best in the country, it is introduced to the world, then it will be easier for the coming artists or if they are recognized, because now also to be like, okay, we see you, I will interact. So like I basically believe there's a future for us in literature. All we gotta do is just put in a little bit of extra effort.
Awesome. And where is like I love that you're challenging bigger institutions, you're challenging maybe ministry. I don't know who you're challenging to bring these changes about. Well, you're challenging somebody and I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it's all in our hands to do something. We can't just wait and hope, or maybe, use our thumbs hoping that, okay, we left this person and now he will do this and that. We gotta constantly push on. Okay, my guy, do this, do that, do that. Because otherwise then we'll be going nowhere. Yeah.
Thank you. This is so inspiring. Now obviously I'm sold in literature. As you know, I'm PC writer. Anyway.
That's crazy. I don't know for real.
So how about you all? Do you have any questions for that day?
I think this last week I have a friend and check it some.
Yes.
And then when she saw Ts'oanelo, she was like, "Oh, Ts'oanelo, ke mo tseba classing ya tata se gutiana na ka thola." I guess I'll plan with the LG mama he.
I think it was 30 something. But in a presentation and oral skills, that was the name of the course.
Yeah, so I think o ka ba batho ba ba fang di-tip tsa bona bonyane le bona ba ka followa ntho eo jwang, because I felt ne le hona ke qala ho tseba gore Ts'oanelo did that good classing it. My chumi, he was my friend. So it was very interesting. How did this person achieve this? At the top of the class.
Yeah, well, well, I don't know about top of the class, but it's, I think, like, cause what was going on was, I was the only education student in that class. Everybody else was humanities, alright? I was the only one, and I remember I made very fair, like it was me and Maluti. So like I basically took the course because I thought, as a teacher, it's like good or really presentation and oral
Yes.
skills. Otherwise, how are you going to stand in front of, children and communicate this content with which we are planning to take this country forward?
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, so it just felt right to study such a course. And obviously, it takes hard work. That's all I can say. Put in extra effort, or maybe you achieve the results you want to get. Because if you want to do better and then doing nothing, then what are you saying? Yeah, that's the thing. So all I did was just work hard, and challenge myself really. Cause yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if I answered you, Mela.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
That's for your wrap. Do you have any questions for that?
Yeah, ke kopa ho botsa hore na jalo ka thuto go hlaile ka varsity ka manuso tsa ka teng. Jalo potsa ka ke hore na most of the time ke bone ha ba sa fumane mesebetsi ga ba depressed hona go. So ke batla ho botsa hore na ke ntho tseo ka di tshong go motho hore tseo o ka mo thusang ka tsona hore o bo I come this is not happening to me alone. So I should just chill. We should go pressurize.
Yeah, no, I think that is a good question, because that depression, like, they are so real.
Yeah.
And it's happening mostly to the graduates like ourselves, because when we went to school, we were hoping after school, we're going to take part in this and that and change our lives as well as our families.
Yes.
And us seeing that not happening, it really gets to us. So, I think I try to understand the situation of our country. Like, there are super limited opportunities in this country, okay? If we have positioning language, it's applied by 2,000 plus people. So obviously you're not going to get a job as quickly as you may want. So like the first step to, kind of taking things easily is understanding the situation that Lesotho as a country is in a bad position. And obviously it will take patience. We are not saying you're not going to find a job ever. We're just saying it's not going to be as quickly as you may hope or think you're going to get the job, right? So we just have to chill, like you said, and be patient. Our time is coming. Okay? It is coming. Yeah. Well, that's all I can say for it to happen. Like unemployment, it's unemployment, but it's also an opportunity. Like if you study teaching like I did, then it's an opportunity to reflect. Okay, after teaching practice, you obviously look at yourself and realize, I made these mistakes. I made this, I did this, I did that, and this was good, this was wrong. So like, this is the time to reflect, right? And better yourself. Okay, so I think that's one thing we need to, take into consideration now. Review unemployment as an opportunity to better ourselves. Like in whatever discipline we talk, like if maybe you in humanities or you took mass communication or whatever, if you're not finding a job, how can you improve your communication skills while you're waiting for your job, right? You did teaching like I did. How can you be a better teacher so that when you get to the job, you're as good as you want to be? Because at the end of the day, I think will be prepared without a job instead of having a job and unprepared.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about his my friend?
That is very, very inspiring. And I think, thank you for that quote specifically. And I think it might bring us to the end of our interview, which I really enjoyed. And I would just thank you so much for your time and for inspiring us.
Thank you guys. I'm learning a lot. Like, they're literally changing my life.
Awesome.
I don't know if I should thank you guys all together or just thank them. No, I'm kidding. Okay, thank you guys. Like, for real. If it were not for Newtoro, I don't know what would have happened. Because probably I would have. Because I'm talking about, I was telling you, I do whatever I do just to make sure I sustain myself. Maybe reading culture, I gotta say it at the minimum, but thanks to your books now, I read a lot. Yeah.
That's incredible, and thank you for saying that.
Yeah, honey. 100 times over. Yeah.
Thank you. I should have ndlela ha ba tshwana le mantswenyana o ka ratang ho sia batho ba shebella
Oh.
video tsa rona ka ona.
Oh yeah, well, chenting guy tshwanela ka ka if ha o so ka o kopana le Newtoro go ka dimela sele buka fela, you should just try the buka tsa Newtoro because they're so good. You go entertain, and above all you're going to learn something about yourself, something about your family, something about your society, and something about your country as a whole. So all I can say is just come and try Newtoro out. So,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Yeah, I think you really are good. Thank you for today.
Oh yeah.
Cut.